and then we'll go from there.
Well, they're going to push it. And why not? Naylor. And there's action. They've got one timeout left.
Timeout, Minnesota. 30-second timeout.
Well, we are in disagreement with where they're putting the football right now, but either way, the knee is down, so
they've got to come away with a touchdown.
They fake it to Mason. McCarthy protected to the sideline. There's Jefferson. Able to get both feet down, and he's got a first down. They finally connect for a nice shot downfield for 17 yards.
No, good job on the outside by Justin Jefferson as they put him in motion. Tyreek Stevenson trying to keep up with them and just lay it out. Saves it.
They're down and 5. Good protection over the middle. It's caught for a touchdown. Jefferson. And he breaks out his first gritty of the 2025 season. And the Vikings are showing they're going to go for 2.
Well, the design of the route, but when they're bringing all-out blitz, they're expecting the ball to come out quicker than what it did.
McCarthy. Pass is caught, spinning grab by Aaron Jones. And somehow, some way, the Minnesota Vikings are on top. And go for 2 again as Jones is on the receiving end.
Yeah, Noah Sewell, who's, again, is starting tonight because of injuries. He's forced to try to run with him one-on-one. He's anticipating a quick out or an option route of some type when he's locked up with the back coming out of the backfield. And when they run these go routes from that position in the backfield, it is awfully hard.
Second 2-point try. McCarthy begging for the ball. The pass is caught. Thielen. And this is a 3-point game.
Yeah, he really has. I mean, they've been able to make some plays when they've had the opportunities. The Bears have failed to capitalize at times when they could have done a little bit more and extended it. But they've been hanging around, and McCarthy's been able to make some plays here the last couple of possessions.
Good job by Aaron Jones on the blitz pickup. And Thielen is there. McCarthy lays it on him, and this is a 3-point game with the Vikings on top. Kevin O'Connell, his team has hung in there. McCarthy has hung in there.
They've been on the losing end the last 3 possessions.
Thielen in motion. McCarthy keeps. He's got it. And forces his way into the end zone. Touchdown.
They sure did. I mean, collectively. The defense did, the offense did, the coaching staff, everybody to get themselves in this position right now. You can't say enough about J.J. McCarthy. I mean, things were not going well at all. He was under duress, playing on the road, tough environment, Monday Night Football, and yet he hung in there, and Kevin O'Connell kept feeding him the football.
3rd and 18 on the edge of field goal range. Can't give up a sack. McCarthy bouncing, firing, caught for the first down, but now the ball's out, and Thielen ruled a catch for Adam Thielen, Minnesota's own.
Take a look.
Not challenging for the moment. First down inside the 20. McCarthy going towards the goal line. It is caught at the 1 by Naylor. So back-to-back throws by McCarthy to Thielen and then Naylor. And it's 1st and goal for the Vikings. Falcons charge a timeout with that injury in the final 2 minutes. 12 seconds remaining. Might end up bringing 5. McCarthy trying to load up and throw down the middle. There's Jefferson. JJ to the 33-yard line with time.
Route moves is what makes this guy so special. Watch the little wiggle at the top here and right past the safety. He got up on this safety so fast he's going to try and jump it, and you can see just wrong foots him and gets all the green grass there is to get. Woo, what a big play to end this half.
It was McCarthy to just not smooth right now. McCarthy escaping the pocket, looking to take off here. Got a downfield block and runs it right around the 48-yard line. This is up 3rd and 5.
Right here, Aaron Jones in the backfield is going to help be a lead blocker on this one. Out in front, come on, let's go. And just knockout punch there down the field.
Got D. Alford pretty good. So officially 16.
We've seen a lot of great quarterbacks that didn't go so well in year one.
McCarthy escaping and now throwing on the run. There's Jefferson, complete to the 36-yard line.
Quick throw. McCarthy going end zone. Jefferson! One-hander! Touchdown, Minnesota! Well, that's an answer.
It's actually a run play that's called.
Here's McCarthy. Pressure coming. Zips one downfield. It is caught! Addison came back to get it.
Yeah, a great route, but they double cover Justin Jefferson. You see two guys on him, so McCarthy finds a single. Addison on Mollett and just lays a good 3-ball up there. We just talked about it. To let his receiver run right underneath it. Tracks it, got to adjust just slightly.
First and goal now. Jefferson in motion. McCarthy looking, throwing, caught! Touchdown, Hawkinson, and Minnesota in front.
Great vision and not his primary read. His primary read was...
McCarthy in trouble again. Looking, thinking about running, gonna try for it. McCarthy in! Touchdown, Minnesota!
Missed the contain. Hutch on the up and under, and then you're just outside of the pocket. There's nobody to stop him. Anzalone trying to come up, but too much space with the athletic quarterback, and the easiest way for a young quarterback to get the ball in the end zone on 3rd and 8 is to run it in himself.
3rd down, 1st down would win it. McCarthy throwing it. Naylor! Oh, he caught it! Jalen Naylor turned around and hauled it in for a 1st down.
Naylor on Mollett. They run basically a pick rub. Enough space to the outside part of the field, and the 2nd-year quarterback, when they need him the most, that's the 2-ball. The little accuracy over the top with the little touch right into the hands of Naylor.
He's lined up inside now. He'll rush inside. He'll rush on the edge. McCarthy on 3rd down, floating it up for Naylor, and he drops a dime. Naylor with a move and a stiff arm, still on his feet. Another stiff arm and down inside the 5. Alohi Gilman saves a touchdown.
And really, what the best thing about this opening drive has been for J.J. McCarthy, he has taken what the defense has given him, and now you got to play dialed up. What did we say at the top? Trust the play. Trust the plan. Be patient at the start of the game. We're going to create an opportunity for you to get downfield at some point, and when we do take advantage of that, that was an outstanding throw by J.J. McCarthy, and that's the one thing.
Vikings are 2 for 2 on 3rd down, but this is 3rd and 12. They set it up for Jefferson with blockers in front. Now he'll throw it back the other way to McCarthy, and McCarthy will run. Breaks one tackle, breaks a second, and short of the 1st down by 2 yards. Van Noy had a shot at him. He slipped through that. Trenton Simpson had a shot. He slipped through that, but eventually Kyle Hamilton got him down.
Well, I don't know what I'm more impressed with. I think it's probably the Justin Jefferson throw back. That's a great sell. And look at this throw all the way back across the field behind, right?
Face paint on 3rd and 5. McCarthy, a little pump, a throw over the middle, and he zips it in to Jalen Naylor, and that's a 1st down. To the 33.
And you're just, kind of waiting for the opportunity to get it to Justin Jefferson. You're going to see him check. You got a lot of coverage that way. Comes back, stays poised again in the pocket. Watch the pressure. Here comes Travis Jones. He's right there. He's kind of collapsing things inside, but he stays in there. And again, that is the most important part. As a young quarterback, are you really in?
But the second half has not gone well for the Vikings so far. McCarthy on first down. He'll check it to Jones on the sideline into Ravens territory, and Jones down at the 42. First and 15 now at the 30. And McCarthy will zip it in. A juggling grab made by Jordan Addison into Ravens territory and down inside the 45. All right, Mike, thanks so much. McCarthy under pressure. Somehow he gets away. And McCarthy will throw on the run. And a juggling catch is made inside the 10 by Jalen Naylor.
Yeah, just an unbelievable job of him getting away from three rushers coming in.
McCarthy to the back of the end zone. It's Naylor reaching out. He got his feet in. It's a touchdown. What a throw. What a catch. 6 on the board for Minnesota.
And I tell you, it's not bad coverage by Nate Wiggins. This is just excellent by J.J. McCarthy and Jalen Naylor. They have really developed some really good chemistry. Look at the drag there. That's really
to stretch the lead. McCarthy from the end zone. Gonna run. McCarthy with some room. Across the 30 and down to the 34.
Blitz coming. McCarthy sees it, throws, caught for a first down. Addison hangs on, and the Vikings stay alive.
Yeah, just nothing special. Just drives off, man coverage, and point him upfield. Perfect position, 31-yard line, plenty of time, 2 timeouts. Brings comes the pressure.
Blitz is picked up. McCarthy sees it near side. It's Naylor. He's got it. Down at the 15.
Great job in blitz pickup. Watch Ham just stepping over on Edmonds, giving JJ all the time he needs. Naylor's like, oh, I didn't know I could turn it up. But you know what? You probably don't want to turn it. The Vikings offense, you're thinking score a touchdown. There's not thinking about your defense too much.
No doubt. Here's McCarthy. Looking, firing, end zone, it is caught! Touchdown! Addison!
First play in Green Bay territory. First drive for the Vikings. First throw, McCarthy over the middle. It's Jefferson. He's got it. First down inside the 35. 15 from McCarthy to Jefferson.
All right, so you look back a year ago, the 14-win season with Sam Darnold. This was the offense. Under center, throw the ball in the middle of the field in breaking routes.
Struggling quarterback, but haven't really asked him to do much in this half. McCarthy 5 out of 8 for 37 yards. He steps up and wings one for Jefferson. He pulls it in just over the top of the defender.
Big thing that they're working on is his base, keeping his legs underneath him, not so wide with his footwork. That time, much more stable in the lower body, doesn't fly his shoulders open. And there's one thing this young quarterback can do is McCarthy can absolutely rip it.
They've had more offensive line combos in game than any other team other than Los Angeles this year. McCarthy down the seam, and what a drive for JJ and the Minnesota Vikings. Josh Oliver, the touchdown. Jefferson's in motion, still no targets on the first 19 plays. McCarthy, deep out route for Jordan Addison, and he's got the first down inside the 30 of Washington. J.J. McCarthy has been on it with the out routes. He gets another one here.
Yeah, big, strong-arm guys that like to throw fastballs. This is the type of throw that needs to be made in order to get it all the way to the sideline. It's
second straight drive for Minnesota's defense with a takeaway. And now J.J. McCarthy going to work, deep out Jordan Addison, and just like that, Minnesota's in the red zone.
Ready,
McCarthy off the fake. Hit as he throws, finds Oliver for a 2-touchdown day. Everybody from Washington to Washington, across the country. C.J. Ham has done more things than you can count for all types of people in the Minnesota and the Dakotas. You finally saw some pressure from the Commanders' defense. J.J. McCarthy was patient.
And honestly, just the rhythm that was created for JJ in the passing game was perfect.
Quick strike. Hawkinson stays on his feet. Touchdown. That might be an early fourth quarter dagger. And Jonathan Jones got the worst of it in that collision.
Yeah, again, just talking about this rhythm, you're going to move Hawkinson just to try to get him leverage on this outcut. Of course, you got...
Reddy Stewart was penalized there. Brings Minnesota to the edge of the red zone. And McCarthy on the boot, throwing it towards the end zone. Hard held on to Jalen Naylor. In some pain, but he held on for the touchdown.
Watch when he releases this ball, how covered Naylor is in the back of the end zone. Come out and around. Here comes the play out. That is completely covered. And yet he threw it anyway and was able to make that throw. Now watch this release. He is a little bit bizarre on some of his fundamentals of throwing the football. But this guy has the courage of a lion. That thing was covered, and he threw it anyway. And I think that's been the difference the last couple of weeks with McCarthy. It's like, the heck with it. Throw it. Take a shot. Give our great receivers a chance.
Some confidence, and Speedy Naylor is the one who they're still looking at. Fullback C.J. Ham in the lineup for the Vikings on 3rd and 8. McCarthy drifts, fires it downfield, breaking open is Addison. Jordan Addison to the 3-yard line. 59 on the gain. McCarthy, a big shot to Addison.
This one, but this is no contest. You have Jordan Addison just completely zipped them. They cleared the free safety out, and J.J. McCarthy is getting loose.
Totally.
Can you feel it?
Totally.
I mean, he's just getting loose. I think it started to happen for him last week.
Yep.
He has the bad play early. The ball gets tipped. He doesn't get down.
McCarthy, the keeper, the walk-in. A little gritty on his way to the end zone.
That's a little nasty right there.
Touchdown, Vikings.
Add a little fun to your young quarterback's life. There you go. Wasn't quite Joe Namath doing it, but it was pretty good.
Story over there without Christian Darrisaw, the left tackle. Justin School has held up well so far. As McCarthy throws it to Hawkinson. On time and on target out to the 45-yard line. Big hot shot there, and a gain of 29.
That back leg came off the ground that time. Watch his back leg. When he really rips one, it is just going to be all body. Here it comes, just like a pitcher, and that was a perfect throw.
Teams run to get around, and it follows a quick count. And McCarthy, look Jefferson's way, comes back the other way, and it's brought in by Naylor, who's ruled down by contact at the 14-yard line. Pick up a 23 and a first down.
Just a 3-man rush, and then watch this route down the field, and it was a back shoulder. So by the fact that he threw it to the backside, it was almost impossible for Ravel, the rookie cornerback, to make a play on that. So brilliant throw, missed the throw, brilliant throw. If he starts catching the ball the way he did last week and this week, look out.
Late pass looking for Hawkinson, the other tight end, and he brought it in. Ruled down by contact at the 4, gain of 18. It's 1st and goal.
I couldn't tell whether or not the legs collided with the defensive back that was coming over to get him down by contact.
Yeah, the left hand.
Yeah, it did, right there.
The left-handed bell. He was in the process of securing it. McCarthy to the end zone. Touchdown, Jalen Naylor. And the short field with the missed field goal, and Minnesota walks it down. 5 plays, 51 yards, and the Vikings lead by 7.
One of the things that the Vikings wanted to do was to try and isolate some expanded wide receiver kind of routes against the safeties of the Dallas Cowboys.
Kevin O'Connell telling us we've played good complementary football over the last 2 weeks. As McCarthy fires.
Wow.
Jefferson able to make the catch for a Vikings first down and a gain of 16. Going up against his former teammate at LSU, Cordell Flott.
I'm watching both feet right.
Following the Drew Phillips penalty. Fake to Jones. McCarthy with time. Throws, and it is complete. Jordan Addison inside the Giants' 10-yard line.
Beautiful football. Jordan Addison, he's going to run right where the safety left, and J.J. McCarthy reads it beautifully. I like the job that they did with the play action. I like how decisive J.J. McCarthy was with his throw. Puts it accurately for Jordan Addison. Gets a nice completion and a first down for the Vikings.
Addison, top of your screen, comes in motion. McCarthy on third down. Looking, can't find anyone. Inside the 5, hurdles into the end zone for a Vikings touchdown.
And I want you to see what he does for J.J. McCarthy to spring him for this touchdown. He's going out. Yeah, he's supposed to be a check down. Doesn't get the ball. Doesn't care. As soon as he sees J.J. take off, he gets that one block on Tyler Nubin, just enough to spring J.J. McCarthy in for the end zone. That's a selfless play of Aaron Jones. They love that about him. Kevin O'Connell.
Today, a little bit different feel. He'll be playing against a lot of backups on this Green Bay defense.
McCarthy's going to go play action, climbs the pocket, throws a laser beam, and completes. That's his stud receiver, Justin Jefferson, who begins the day needing 53 yards to eclipse the 1,000-yard mark. Good start. They pick up 19.
Yes, something tells me that they're going to target Jefferson earlier and often. And it's important to not only Is that
you don't appreciate that DB slander, I know.
Yeah, I don't like where you're going.
3rd and 8. How does McCarthy handle this? A little bit of pressure at the end. Delivers. First down, Vikings. Naylor.
Well, you see the Vikings, they focus on protection. And what does that mean? Now you have a 3-man route against 7 defensive players dropping into zone. And you like the patience of McCarthy. He scans the field, and he's able to find Naylor.
McCarthy, who has shown significant growth over his last 3. How does he finish here this first half? McCarthy trying to create some time. Delivers perfectly. Ben Sims toe tapping on the sideline. Beautiful ball from McCarthy. 1st and goal, Vikings.
Boy, it really was. Just on a rope and falling off to his right.